I'd like to understand more clearly exactly what you're doing. There are thousands of ed tech companies out there. How exactly is your product or service different from, the many other ed tech companies?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so we're the only and first augmented reality math adventure game on the App Store. And really this is a new space. And augmented reality, what it is using just your device. So it could be a tablet or a phone, and it basically augments virtual objects onto your camera frame. So you're in an environment that you're familiar with, you're learning 3D concepts in 3D. And so the big differentiator there is, when you look at the ed tech industry from 1,000-foot level, we've seen some awesome innovations that have actually helped learning. One of which is adaptive learning. Artificial intelligence can now say, Jake, for instance, is struggling with fractions. I'm struggling with long division, or whatever the subject might be. And so we can adapt learning. That's good. Another innovation that we've seen is gamification. And so there are ways to incentivize students with learning. And so you see Prodigy Math, you even see Minecraft moving into education. So really trying to make learning more enjoyable. However, students are still struggling with visuospatial and mental rotation skills. And that means basically, what is actually a 3D shape? And so even with the existing technology that we have, we are fundamentally constrained by two-dimensional screens and pieces of paper. And so what are our current options, right? We can draw a circle on a 2D piece of paper with a dotted line and shade it and say that's a sphere. Next week we're going to be taking the circumference of said object, but we might not even know what it looks like in 3 dimensions. And what we're doing is, we saw that early math is fundamentally about spatial awareness skills. And so by teaching 3-dimensional concepts in 3 dimensions, in environments that are familiar to students, we're hoping that we're not only providing a more engaging learning material, but also a pedagogically superior method of instruction for those foundational spatial skills.
Yeah, and I think the other point that is that you talked a little about gamification, and you see a lot of ed tech products right now, and yeah, they're gamified, but the metaphor that I like to use is they're covering broccoli in chocolate rather than just like putting the veggies in the fruit smoothie. So by that I mean, like, you might answer a basic long division or multiplication question or something, you get a certain amount of points, you go and attack a monster, and it's just completely unrelated. The two have nothing to do with each other. And so that's what that's doing is trying to make math more palatable rather than actually making it enjoyable.
So I can certainly see rotating 3D objects using AR as something that would help children understand. Is that sort of your core experience, or is that one of many kind of examples?
Yeah, so on the App Store, what you'd find right now is where we're starting. We have kindergarten through 2nd grade and some 4th grade aligned content. So we have adventure mode where there's a 3D world map, and there are 9 different regions, and you explore each region. So you have Camp Redwood, Forest World, Glacier World, Mountain World, Desert World, Jungle World, and so on and so forth. A lot of cool different worlds where each one asks you questions that are not just math. And so yes, we are aligned. We're counting by ones. We're skip counting. And then that's the first mode. But also you're going to learn things like, what is nocturnal, right? What does a tiger do at night? Does it hunt or does it sleep? So that's kind of a contextual problems baked in there as well. That's the first mode, adventure mode. It's kind of that map. The other mode is pattern mode. And we basically have a 3x3 grid, and it's filled up with objects like different 3D shapes. So like a cone, a sphere, whatever it is. And then there's a missing one. So it's like identify the next shape in the pattern. And that question is really like those types of spatial reasoning skills are still taught on IQ tests, on the LSAT, on the GMAT. And so these are like kind of lifelong skills that we're trying to train in addition to aligning to the Common Core.